My name's Penelope. I'm 28 years old. And this is the story of how a $550 Christmas gift changed everything. I worked as a cashier at a grocery store. Not glamorous, not impressive, but it was honest work. I paid my bills. I took care of myself. My family? They had different standards. My older sister Veronica was a corporate lawyer. Big firm, big clients, big ego. She wore designer everything and made sure everyone knew it. My younger brother David was a software engineer at a major tech company. High salary, fancy car, latest gadgets. And then there was me, the cashier, the one they didn't brag about at family gatherings. Christmas was always hard for me. Every year, same story. Veronica would show up with some expensive gift. David would bring the latest tech toy, and I'd bring whatever I could afford from my paycheck. And every year, I'd get the looks, the comments. "Oh, that's sweet, Penelope. It's the thought that counts. At least you tried. It hurt. Every single time." But this year I decided things would be different. I'd been saving. Every extra dollar, every bit I could put aside, for months. I wanted to show my family that I cared, that I could give something meaningful to. So I went to a jeweler, a real one, and I bought my mum a diamond necklace. Real diamonds. Certified. Beautiful. It cost me $550. That was basically all my savings. But I didn't care. I wanted Mom to have something special. Something that showed how much I loved her. Christmas morning came. We all gathered at Mom's house. The tree was decorated. Lights twinkling. Christmas music playing. It looked perfect. Veronica arrived in a designer coat, carrying elegantly wrapped gifts. David pulled up in his new car, arms full of expensive-looking boxes. I came in my simple winter jacket, clutching my carefully wrapped gift. Mom was so happy to see everyone. She hugged us all, poured hot chocolate, and we settled in the living room. Gift exchange time. Veronica went first. She handed Mom a large box. Mom opened it. Inside was a cashmere shawl. Soft. Luxurious. "It's imported from Italy," Veronica announced proudly. "I had it specially shipped." Everyone oohed and ahed. Mom smiled and hugged Veronica. "It's beautiful, sweetheart. Thank you." Then David presented his gift, the latest iPad with all the accessories. "Top of the line, Mom. You can video chat with us, read books, everything." Mom was thrilled. "Oh, David, this is wonderful." Then came my turn. I handed Mom my gift. My hands were shaking slightly. She unwrapped it carefully, opened the velvet box. The diamond necklace sparkled under the Christmas lights. There was silence. Mom stared at it. Veronica leaned in to look. David raised his eyebrows. "It's beautiful," Mom said softly. I smiled, relieved. "I wanted to get you something special." Then Veronica spoke up. "Wait, is this real?" My heart sank a little. "Yes, real diamonds," David laughed. "Come on, Penelope. You're a cashier. How could you afford real diamonds?" My face got hot. "I saved up for months." Veronica picked up the necklace, examining it closely. "Penelope, you don't have to pretend. It's okay if it's costume jewelry. We understand your situation." Mom looked uncomfortable. I felt my throat tighten. "It's not fake. I have the certificate and receipt in my bag." Mom smiled that smile. That patronizing smile I knew too well. "Sweetheart, it's okay. You don't need to prove anything. The thought is what matters. I'm sure you spent what you could afford." She put the necklace back in the box, gently, like it was fragile or worthless. "It's very sweet, dear. Thank you." But she didn't put it on. She set the box aside and picked up Veronica's shawl instead, wrapping it around her shoulders. "Now this is cozy," she said. David smirked. "Next time, Penelope, maybe just get something simple. A nice card or something." Veronica added. Yeah, you don't need to compete with us. We know you're doing your best with what you have. I sat there, frozen. They thought I'd bought fake jewelry. They thought I was trying to pretend, trying to keep up with them and failing. Mom didn't believe me. She didn't even check the certificate. The rest of Christmas was torture. I smiled. I ate dinner. I laughed at jokes. But inside, I was dying. When I got home that night, I cried hard. Not just because they didn't appreciate my gift, but because they didn't believe in me. They couldn't even imagine that I might be capable of more. Before I tell you what happened next, hit subscribe and like this video, because what I'm about to reveal shocked my entire family, and when they found out the truth, they couldn't even look me in the eye. The next morning I woke up with a decision. I was done trying to prove myself to them. I was done begging for their respect. But I also wasn't going to let them diminish what I'd done. See, here's what my family didn't know about me. I wasn't just a cashier. For the past 2 years, I'd been teaching myself graphic design, online courses, YouTube tutorials. Every night after work, I'd started taking freelance projects. Small jobs at first. Logos, social media graphics, business cards. I was good at it. Really good. And I'd been building up my client base slowly but steadily. That $550 necklace, I'd earned it through my design work, not my cashier job. But I never told my family about my side business, because I knew they'd dismiss it. Call it a hobby. Tell me to focus on getting a real job. But after that Christmas, I decided to go all in. I quit my cashier job. I invested in better software, built a professional website, reached out to bigger clients. The first month was scary. Really scary. But I didn't give up. By month 3, I was making what I made at the grocery store. By month 6, I was making double. I still didn't tell my family. They called occasionally, but our conversations were surface level. How's work? It's good. They never asked for details. They weren't interested. Fine by me. I kept working, kept growing. Then I landed a huge client. A startup company needed complete branding. Logo, website, marketing materials, everything. The project? 35,000美元. I worked on it for 2 months, poured everything into it. When I delivered, they loved it. They paid in full and referred me to 3 other companies. My income exploded. Within a year of that Christmas, I was making 6 figures. 6 figures. The cashier was making more than the lawyer and the engineer. But I still didn't tell them. Then the next Christmas rolled around. Mom called. We're doing Christmas at my place again. You'll come, right? I'll be there. I showed up that Christmas very differently than the year before. I wore a designer dress. Real designer. I'd bought it without even checking the price tag. My hair was professionally done. Makeup flawless. I walked in carrying beautifully wrapped gifts. Veronica's mouth literally fell open. Penelope? Hey. Veronica. David stared. What's going on? Mom looked confused. You look different. Thanks, Mom. We settled in for gift exchange. I watched Veronica give Mom another expensive shawl. David gave her a new smartwatch. Then I handed Mom my gift. She opened it carefully. Inside was a beautiful jewelry box. Inside that, diamond earrings to match the necklace from last year. Mom gasped. Penelope, these are real, I said firmly. Certified. 2 carats. I have all the documentation. Veronica leaned in. Even she could tell these were genuine. How did you? Mom started. I pulled out another gift. For Veronica. A designer handbag she'd mentioned wanting months ago. The real thing. $3,000. Her hands shook as she took it. Penelope, I don't understand. Then David's gift. The latest gaming setup he'd been talking about. $2,500. He just stared at it. How can you afford this? Mom whispered. Your cashier job. I quit that job over a year ago. Silence. I run my own graphic design business now. I work with clients all over the country. I make 6 figures. You could hear a pin drop. Veronica's face went pale. 6 figures? Yes. David looked like he'd been slapped. That's not possible. I pulled out my phone, showed them my business website, showed them client testimonials, showed them my income from last month. Mom's hands went to her mouth. Last Christmas, I said quietly, I gave you a real diamond necklace. It cost me $550, money I earned from my design work. And you didn't believe me. You thought it was fake. Mom's eyes filled with tears. You didn't even look at the certificate. You just assumed I couldn't afford it, because I was just the cashier, just Penelope who never amounted to anything. Sweetheart, Mom couldn't finish. Veronica spoke up, her voice small. I'm so sorry, Penelope. We were horrible to you. David nodded, looking ashamed. I made fun of you. I dismissed you. I'm sorry. Mom was crying now. I failed you. I'm your mother, and I made you feel like you weren't good enough. I didn't believe in you. I didn't even give you a chance to prove yourself. She picked up last year's necklace, still in its box. She opened it with shaking hands. You gave me something beautiful, something you worked so hard for, and I treated it like garbage. I treated you like garbage. Mom, no. Let me say this. I was so caught up in appearances, in what looked impressive to other people. I cared more about bragging rights than about you, about your feelings, about your efforts. She put the necklace on, then the earrings. I'm so sorry, Penelope. I'm so proud of you. Not because of the money, but because you didn't give up. Even when we made you feel worthless, you believed in yourself. Veronica wiped her eyes. I was jealous. I worked so hard for my career, and I used it to put you down. I'm ashamed of myself, David added. I'm sorry too. I was a complete jerk. You deserved better from all of us. I felt tears coming, but I held them back. I just wanted you to see me. I said, to respect me, to believe that I could do something meaningful. I see you now, Mom said, and I'm so sorry it took this long. We sat there for a moment, the weight of everything hanging in the air. Then Mom hugged me, really hugged me. I love you, Penelope. I'm so sorry. That Christmas was different. They asked me real questions about my work, my clients, my dreams. They listened, actually listened. It wasn't perfect. Trust takes time to rebuild, but it was a start. Over the next year, things changed. Mom called regularly and actually wanted to know about my life. Veronica and I started meeting for coffee. David asked for my advice on his own side project ideas. They made a real effort, and I let them back in. Because at the end of the day, they were still my family. But I never forgot that Christmas, the one where they didn't believe in me. And I never let anyone make me feel small again. My business continued to grow. I hired a team, took on international clients, traveled for work. But the best part wasn't the money or the success. It was knowing my worth, believing in myself even when no one else did. Mom still wears that necklace. Every time I see her, it's around her neck. My reminder, she tells me, to never underestimate you again. My name is Penelope. I'm 28 years old. I'm a successful business owner. I'm financially independent. I'm proud of what I've built. But most importantly, I proved to myself that I was worth believing in. And that $550 Christmas gift, it wasn't just a necklace. It was a wake-up call. For all of us,